Hey everybody, it's Kenny Cummins here, chilling with Jeff at Kenny C, and joining me at this time is a model and actress out of the Midwest, and I'm very happy to be joined with Alyss Winkler. She's with me right now. Hello. So, I first heard of your work through a movie that you did, Space Babes from Outer Space. I was at the Lexington, Kentucky premiere, and it was a very entertaining, very interesting movie, to say the least. And this movie is just it's very hilarious. And I want to start off with this film in particular. What was it like filming this movie, and talk about the character that you play in this?
Character, I play Regina. And Regina is one of the space babes from outer space, and they're not from here, obviously. Well, these ladies are on their spaceship, and we crash into planet Earth. Well, we're trying to evade the bad guys, the Scroats. And Regina's more of the kind of brattier, more stubborn-headed of the group. As you watch her through the film, you kind of see she can be very childish at times. She's always making faces or just kind of rolling her eyes. She moves around with her hands a lot. Just very young acting. But she was a blast to play. She's probably one of my favorites that I'm going to have probably forever.
This movie definitely had a how do I say this, Charlie Angels type of feel for it.
Yeah, we joked about that.
Oh yeah, and what was very interesting is just these ladies just trying to get familiar of humans from Earth and what they all about, and man, it was just so entertaining. Wani Jonah is on there, Ellie Church is on there, Brian Crowell is on, Jason Crowell, excuse me. There's a scene y'all at the bar, or a club or whatever, and I can't even explain it. You gotta watch the movie for yourself. But it was quite a movie, definitely worth watching, and it's gonna be available on cable video on demand next month. If you have Comcast, Infamy, Charter, Cox, and Spectrum, it will be headed through the video demand on all those cable providers, and it's also available on DVD. For people that want to purchase the DVD, where can they go and purchase it?
If you want to buy Space Babes, you can actually go to Amazon. We do have Space Babes available on there, or you can hit up banditmotionpictures.com. That is the main way to get all of the Bandit Motion merchandise and films, like the T-shirts and things like that. It also is a good way to see some of the up-and-coming work that Brian and Scott have.
I'm definitely gonna buy it. Just definitely, and I love supporting indie films, indie actors like yourselves. A lot of hard-working men and women out there. And y'all shot this in Indiana. You shot this in Kentucky. Is there a scene in the film in particular that you enjoy doing the most? The one that you were so eager at doing?
Let's see. I personally really loved the spaceship every time we were in the ship, because they actually built our little spaceship in a garage. It was a built set, and they had made it completely from scratch. It was well done. It was so cool just to walk into our friend's house, like everything be normal, and then go into the garage, and here was this just really amazing spaceship that they had made just out of nothing. It was so cool. I mostly just kind of fiddled around with everything, like pushing buttons and messing with dials when we weren't actually filming. And we had funny experiences on that set. There was a moment where I, as Regina, go to fix a broken piece of the ship, and you see the sparks. Well, we had sparklers on there to kind of show me where the sparks were going to come from. And one of the sparks actually ended up setting our spaceship briefly on fire. It was really entertaining because I kind of panicked for a second. They put it out. It was a small piece of the foam of the ship and kind of melted and caught small flame, but I loved that ship. It was wonderful to work in. It was so much fun.
Shout out to the men and women who built that ship. That was pretty
Brian
cool.
and Scott built it.
Oh yeah, so shout out to Brian, man. Brian, Facebook friend, very cool dude, and everybody involved did an excellent job on this. So you can watch it through Amazon, other digital sites, and it'll also be on video on demand on the cable providers I've already mentioned. So as far as 2018, what do you have planned, upcoming films, projects that you're working on for the new year?
Well, I have a couple for the new year. Some of them are actually a little more secret and under wraps. I recently just finished filming with a movie that followers can keep an eye out. We will be releasing all the information for it around March. So we actually are all kind of under oath to not release any information. It's supposed to just be a really big surprise. So many of your followers, if they want to follow us on Facebook, can see some of the work we've got. But one of the more public pieces we have coming out is a Safe Place. And Safe Place is actually about 6 students go to attend a party to celebrate their friend's successful art opening. And this kind of triggers a traumatic event that our characters go through. And we end up running into a man at this event, and he welcomes us to his home, and just things go completely wrong from there. And we learn that not every place we go to is going to be a safe place to be. Directors on that one are Nick Hunt, and we actually have some more popular names. We've got Bill Oberst, hopefully I say his name right, Bill Oberst Jr., we've got Jordan Phipps, we've got Ashley Marie Noon. There's some more up-and-coming people in the indie film community that are going to be a part of this. We're still in the pre-production phase of this film, but they are looking at tentatively filming around, I believe, March as well, and it'll actually be filmed in Titusville, Florida. In that film, I play a character named Jack, who is an alcoholic, abusive girlfriend. So it's a big stretch. I get to play the asshole for once, so it's going to be interesting.
Those characters always make movies worth watching. They bring the sense of humor to it. They don't hold back. They speak their mind, and that's just what makes movies like the ones you mentioned worth watching. So, as far as you being an actress, how did you get started in becoming an actress? How did that start it off for you?
So, it actually really just fell into my lap, to be 100% honest. I went to a Days of the Dead convention with my mother a few years back. It was my first time ever going to a convention like that. We walked around, had an amazing time, and I happened upon an indie film table and started talking to an actor that was there, and we talked for a while, and he asked me if I ever had considered being in movies before. It's like, well, I would love to, but I didn't know how. So we exchanged information, and then a few weeks later, he called me saying that he was a part of a movie that needed background characters. I went and showed up, intending only to be in the background, but one of their actors didn't show up, and they needed that person for a few lines. So they asked me if I could memorize a couple lines and maybe ad-lib a few, and I said, sure. Gave it a shot, and they liked it so much, they wrote me in a bigger part. And that was the first stuff I ever got a part of. And it was very minor work. It was it's never gotten out there. Only a few people have ever seen it, but that moment, it had really just fallen in my lap. I happened to just be lucky, and I just kind of worked from there, working with the same people on their small projects, and then eventually met Brian Williams and Scott Shermer. Started working with them on their bigger work. They actually gave me my first big film, which is called Plank Face. It was done in 2016, where I played the character Bunny Girl. And that was my first time really being on a larger screen and actually getting to be seen in the festival scenes. And through them, I got Space Babes, and I've just been building my career from there, with Safe Place coming up, and then also another film, Popcorn Man, coming up, and a few other ones under wraps. I was just very lucky.
I will say this. You definitely on the rise for sure. As far as being an indie actress, very intriguing person, very interesting, and you got these characters, and you execute them so well. It's the
Thank you.
I mean, profound respect for you, and you definitely show versatility as well. Not many actors and actresses can say that. They settle for the same roles or similar roles. Every now and then, you gotta take chances sometimes, and I feel like you do that. So, I'm mad respect for you for that. So, for people that wants to keep in touch with you, social media wise, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any other links out there, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media?
Yeah, I actually have an Instagram under the same name, Alyss Winkler, and then a Facebook account under the same name as well. And followers, if they like, they can send me messages through there, or they can just follow along. I post all my up-and-coming work, and then sometimes, if I'm allowed to, I'll post behind-the-scene pictures, provided that the directors are okay with it.
Awesome. Well, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for taking this time. You are a very busy woman, and I'm glad to have you on. Space Babes from Outer Space. If you have not seen it, go watch it. It's all on the digital platforms, and it will be video on demand on your cable providers come next month. And go check it out if you definitely are in need of a laugh. Trust me, Space Babes from Outer Space. It's worth watching, and you will be laughing at some point of the movie, one way or another. Continued success, and you live in Indiana, from my understanding. Is that correct? You live in Indiana?
Yes, I actually currently live in Bloomington, Indiana.
Okay, well, I'm not that far. I live in Lexington, Kentucky. And I've already seen one of your films, so I'm gonna need all these directors keep bringing the Alyss movies out here in Lexington, because I want to watch. I'm just saying. just a request. I'm just saying. But continued success. Thank you for being on.
All right, thank you.
All right, that is going to conclude the interview. You can check out Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C live on Saturdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern on tmvcafe.com and the TuneIn app. Search TMV Cafe. Alongside with Alyss, this is Kenny here, signing off. Y'all have a great day.